Boom, boom. This is Kendra. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a lot to cover today. We've got Bleach Immortal Souls up on tap. So we got a bunch of stuff going on here. So it's going to be a pretty long video as we try to cover everything. So first, let's go ahead and address the mail issue. We finally got the compensation for all the War Soul issues that we've been having. As you know, we had an issue with the War Soul of Chaos, War Soul of Healing, and War Soul of Tides. Attached to the emails, of course, this is the squad. Eisen, the one that you get inside of the squad, not, Flyzen or the other versions of Eisen. This is the one that you can get from within your actual squad. And we've got, he's tied to the War Soul of Chaos. These are all combination War Souls, meaning it requires shards from a character to actually create them. This is Orihime SR version of Orihime for their War Soul of Healing, and then Jinshiro, of course, for the War Soul of Tides. So they noticed some issues with those. Those issues have been persistent for quite some time. I was not seeing any of the issues. It wasn't everybody. It was just some people noted it. I was seeing a little bit issues with the War Soul of Healing, but it wasn't anything that was, like game breaking for it. Just simply sometimes it wouldn't heal the most, the lowest hit points. It's supposed to heal the lowest hit points. It wasn't. It was healing another character. Needed healing, but it just wasn't picking the one that was lowest. So that's not that big of a deal. So no big deal there. The War Soul of Chaos, I just recently activated that on my character. I haven't got it up full yet, so I'm not sure. And I'm not using Tides. So somebody else can probably speak to that. So we did finally get that compensation, which is good because I was going to use that compensation to actually begin to continue upgrading the War Soul of Chaos that I have. I currently have that attached to White Tree. You want to have it attached to a character that hits everybody with the Rage, because the Rage for that character will drain the targets and it will of their attack and their defense, so it just weakens them basically. So you definitely want to put that on a character that hits with everything. So I need 8 more shards. I'm going to have to pull those shards from my actual Omni shards to get the required shards. I'm not going to bring Eisen. Eisen is a good character, but at this point, I just don't, see anymore. So I need to pull 8 shards from here. So let's go ahead and do a shard exchange for 8. Okay, so we now have 50 required to do the actual cut over for wage go. So let's go back here. This will not. This will take it to epic, but it of course will not. We still have a ways to go. So before we can actually get it to legendary where we need to get it at. We'll take a look at that here in a second, but it's maxed out at 4. So it's much better now. So it's getting there. As you can see, everything is going up, and we just need one more to actually. We're going to need 80 Eisen shards to do that, and because you can get him through the squad on a daily basis, you can usually get a couple of shards of him. You can do that, or you can use the Omni shards if you want to do it, but we'll be able to take the War Soul of Chaos, and this is an excellent War Soul, so definitely something that you want to consider. So, okay, so we brought that up. I'm not using the War Soul of Tides at this point. I've already got the War Soul of Healing maxed out. You should be able to max out the War Soul of Healing. You should do that first. Orihime SR, she's an SR character. SR shards are not difficult to come by. Plus, you can get her in some modes. Bounties and stuff like that. You get some of her shards for that. So you should not have any trouble whatsoever racking up the 100 or so shards that you're going to need. I think it'd probably be close to 200 shards that you need to completely make an epic War Soul of Healing, or a legendary War Soul of Healing, which is this right here. Okay. I seriously think that in terms of just what this offers, it's the best War Soul, combination War Soul in the game. Okay, as you notice the difference. This is a combination War Soul, so it's in combination because it requires shards from one of the character to create. So the War Soul of Tides is the one that's used for Jinshiro. I think I might have already actually. Yep, I actually already made that. I wonder who did I stick it on? I stuck it on. I've got it, although I'm not sure who's wearing it though, because I don't see it in there as being makeable. So I obviously got it on somebody. But yeah, so that's what we got. So definitely get in there and do that and make those up. You definitely want to do the Chaos and the War Soul of Healing. Those are the two best out of the group, and they do very valuable. The War Soul of Healing completely remakes your team. Makes your team a much better, more powerful team because you get some way to get off healing, and it focuses on targets that need it. It's every 3 attacks, base attacks, not rages. It does not require rages. Rages don't count. It's base attacks. So the 3rd base attack, all throughout the entire battle, it's not just happened once or twice. Every time you do 3 attacks throughout the entire battle, the lowest person, the lowest hit points, the one who needs it the most is going to get healed. Okay? The bug that they said was, I don't know, I did not, the healing's been consistent with me. I've always been getting the same amount of healing. So, and even after the update, which happened last night, I did this morning, it was the same healing. So I didn't see any, I didn't notification. Some people say they were getting more healing, I guess, than they were supposed to. But I didn't see it. So their answer was they put a cap on it. I would assume I've reached the cap, simply because of the fact that I have it maxed and it's preferenced with attack. So I assume I'm getting the most out of it as I can. And it's no effect on me whatsoever. Okay, so yeah, create it, do it, or hit me shards. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing, we got the tour challenge up. Remember to go ahead and do this. Now remember on this, guys, when you do the challenge, always accept the challenge. Okay, because you will not, you get 5 a day. You will not lose your challenge if you lose. Like if I lose this, and I might lose this, then I won't lose one of my 5 challenges. So always do it first, okay? Because if you lose, there's no bad, it's not bad. So you might actually win, and you don't want to waste your time because you only get, they're limited. So you always want to go ahead and do the battle first, and then go from that. All right, so here I'm doing pretty good, so it looks like I'll probably win this right here. So just do it and do 5. Now if you do it and you lose, just refresh, and that'll give you another player in terms of what you want. So here, let me skip that. I should win. Yeah, victory. Okay, so don't you've only, because once you can do refreshes. But once you do once you refresh it, you only get 3 of them. After that, it starts costing. Okay, so yeah, always go for your battles first. And as you can see, I'm facing high-level people on all fronts because I'm at blue 2 as well. But I usually win. Yeah, I really don't have much of a problem with that right now. Simply because the War Soul feeling completely changed it. So get your tour challenges. That'll get you into the treasure hunt. I'm already at stage 2, so just do that, so that you can do that. And of course you want to choose whatever you can in here. They got Omni Shards and stuff. All right, so in terms of events, we've got limited time summon up. Don't use these, and I'll tell you why. Do not use any of your summons. We've got a new character coming out. We're going to talk about him in a second. And it is going to be, I think, close to game breaking, so we need to talk about it. Season Pass is still going on. World Championships is back up, so get ready to do that. Okay, tournament starts. It'll be starting tomorrow. So you want to do that because you can get shards and weapon shards as well. Treasure Trial, I beat it. Okay, I already got it and claimed the chest. Now I'm just going to go back through it and try to get some more of the chest. As you can see, I got like right here. I got a chest. I got the gold one. I got the gold one right here. I got all 3 of them right here. So, but yeah. So what I do is like I say, I run through it with my main team. I don't focus on any of the side quests and just clear it. Then I go back through and pick and choose which ones I want to try to beat, adjusting your team. Okay, and as you can see, it's good rewards, and it's not. The last one's this is a pretty tough one. 20. I had to do a little bit of adjustment on my team to actually do it. I had to actually move Ichigo, full hollow Ichigo, off to the side to allow, because they seem to be focusing on my middle character on the front. I lost it the first 2 times. They kept focusing on him. I don't know why, if it was just RNG or what. So what I did was I took full hollow Ichigo, moved him from the center, and put Sazzy in the center. And they attacked the center again, but of course Zazzy revives himself. So I managed to take them out while they were focusing trying to kill Sazzy, which is exceedingly difficult. I went ahead and was able to beat it, and I got the chest. Got a bunch of stuff. Got some Omni Shards, Awakening Essence, some SSR Shards. So definitely want to try to beat it. If you don't, it's a high. These are high level. I'm serious. The level that these things come out with are ridiculously high. You go first is the only saving grace, which allows you to take out 2 or 3 before the battle starts, which is usually enough to scoop by, at least for me. So yeah, definitely focus on that. Okay, so we're not done. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is the second elephant in the room. And this is a big elephant, much bigger than any other elephant I've ever seen. We've got a new character coming out. All right, now, this is a very serious issue with this character, and let me tell you why. This character, Halloween Nemu, is overpowered, okay? But Halloween Nemu is an event character, which means building her up is a long-term thing, because you're going to have to get the time tokens to get her broom, which is her awakening item. Getting 2 brooms, probably not going to happen in the near future unless you spend a lot of money, okay? It's just not. All right? So, they just coming out with the new character. You'll probably recognize him if you're familiar with the anime. This is Muramasa. Muramasa led the Zanpakuto Rebellion. If you remember the filler in Bleach anime, it was about Muramasa. And the Zanpakutos literally rebelled and broke away from their users. And he was the instigator of that entire event. So this is the character. Now, that's not the problem. The problem with the character, he looks good and he does a ton of damage. The problem is that he hits the back row. Okay? Deals damage to the enemy back row. Now, back row has not been a big... it's game breaking because of the fact that going to the back row goes to your attackers, and your attackers are not tanks. Okay? They're just not. So what you're going to have to focus on, it's not, I don't, it most likely not game breaking in some instances. The way I get around anytime I'm having that is you just move the back row, you move the attackers to the front row, move the tanks to the back row. You know you can't adjust your positioning, so it's not that big of a deal. But anytime you're going up against Muramasa, you're going to want to adjust your back row attackers and put them in the front. Okay, I know, yes, they're going to take damage from the other groups, but you've got a UR character. Okay, the only people that do this are, there's Yuraku, he's UR, but Yuraku's a tank. He's not a damage dealer, okay? And when he hits the back row, it's really not that bad. I mean, he hits once, twice, very, very minuscule damage. The third one packs a little bit more of a punch since his rework a while ago, but it's still not going to kill anybody, okay? Lisa hits the back row. Lisa's scary, okay? And there are, when you are at lower levels, there are ways. I literally had to move my back row to the front row at lower levels to get by a Lisa mode, okay? I've done it. Just, it's because when she hits the back row, she hits the back row, and when you're low level, she can do a ton of damage, okay? It's not so much of an issue now because we're much stronger. I don't need to worry about her anymore. But I used Lisa for quite a while simply because of her back row attack. But she's an SSR. This is a UR character, and this rebellion buff, he led the Zanpakuto Rebellion, so they give him his skill. This rebellion thing, at the beginning of the enemy round, units with this effect, and he applies this on his first attack. Okay, so this is, you're already going to have one of these beastie boys on you. Equal to 120% of Muramasa's attack, okay? this is going to obliterate back rows. It just is. Okay, so you're going to have to get your attackers out of the back row or they're going to die. The tanks probably will be able to take it because they're tanks. They're designed to take it. But this is, yeah, this can break the game in certain areas and in certain instances because of the simple fact that he's going to annihilate your back row. And if you annihilate your back row, your attackers are gone. And they will, because the back row just can't take damage. And then you got this buff that increases his damage. Okay, at the beginning of the round, units take damage equal to 120% of Muramasa's attack. So this is just, yeah, this is he's like super powerful. Okay, so this is a character that you're going to have this character. Otherwise, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful when you play the game, because if you come across somebody with this character, it's going to be a serious issue, because you're going to have to adjust your formation until you get past it. But yeah, this is just, I was looking at it, when it said back row damage, I expected that he would probably have a base attack for the back row, but it's his rage, which makes it worse. And then he actually gets a buff that increases his attack even more, which means, yes, it's going to one-shot back row people, unless they jack it down immensely, but I don't see them doing that. Okay? But yeah, this is really bad. He also does a disorientation. Okay, for each effect can only, this effect disappears. Okay, so he could actually disorient you, which means you can't take actions. Plus, if you remember from the Character Channel event, this is the same skill that Aizen has in the Character Channel event. It's disorient. It makes you attack your own player. If you played Character Channel for any length of time, you've obviously seen it. I've actually had Dengai Ichigo annihilate Full Hollow Ichigo because he did a disorient attack on him. So yeah, it's not. It's not good. So this is a super OP character. Okay, he's a new character and he will be coming out, so he'll be easy to get. Okay, you'll get 5 shards each draw. You only need 30 to make him, so 6 pulls. So do your pulls. I'm probably gonna go full out on him when he comes out. I just don't see any other way. Having a back row attacker is just so advantageous in this game that it's just ridiculous. So I've got enough to actually pull for him. I'll be able to I'll be able to get him. So it's not that big a deal. I've got 61 of. You can use these tokens for that. So as you can see, I'll be able to get him just using my tokens. And then I've got almost 20,000 soul jade that I can dump into him. I want to get him as close to 4 as possible, because once you get that rage, then you're going to have his ability to annihilate the back row. So yeah, he's coming out shortly, so I would not spend soul jade on anything right now. Just hold on to it. Try to get as many tokens as you can. You can go into the shop. They're scattered throughout. Just focus on each one. Battle arena. We got some 5 more right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and purchase those. And just look for as many tokens as you can find. If you find a token, buy it. And that way, you'll have enough tokens to actually do the pull, because you can use the summoned tokens on him. It is allowable. Right here's one. I don't have quite enough for that. I'm actually saving up to actually get this awakening essence. Time token, nothing in there, and nothing in there. All right, so that's the way it goes, guys. Yeah, so that's excellent character, Muramasa. That was Bleach filler, as I said before. I actually enjoyed. I'd say out of the Bleach fillers, I'd say that was probably my favorite. Simply because of you got to see the Zanbaku separated from their actual Shinigami, so you got to see, and you got to get a little bit more personality inside of some of the Zanbaku. So Bleach, that was one of Bleach's biggest problems, was its filler. Not so much as the stories, were actually good, but they were completely out of line. I mean, the first filler had Ichigo doing way more damage than he could. He was, so it just didn't match with where Ichigo was at when the story ended, and then the filler. And they did, to make the filler more interesting, they gave him little things. So you got to see him at a much higher level. Unfortunately, it has a tendency, if not done properly, to break canon, which it did in a few instances, but nothing really bad. Kubo did a pretty good job keeping things in line as much as he could, considering they were doing the filler, and the filler lasted way too long. But it's not surprising. All right, so Muramasa, he will be up. We got the picture it's in the character now. It's being shown, which means he's coming in a few days. So look for the next update, probably at the end of the tour challenge, which we'll most likely see him up. So I would save your soul jades, save your tokens. Don't do any draws. I know this event right here, limited time summon, might be tempting, but don't. Okay, just hold on to those tokens so that you can use them for Muramasa. And I strongly suggest that you get him. And I strongly suggest getting him to 4-star if you can from the event, because he's that good. And I think it's going to be, it's going to definitely change the way that you can do a lot of things. A lot of modes that are difficult to pass with him won't be, because you'll be bypassing that front row altogether and just going to the back row. A lot of the times, and a lot of the story modes, and in a lot of the actual elite stages, if you could hit the back row with a ton of damage right off the bat, it would make the game go a lot easier. So this will allow you to do that. So yeah, we'll have to see. Things, Nemu does not seem OP on paper, but when you actually get her, she is OP. Maybe this will be just the opposite. Maybe he looks OP on paper. Maybe he won't be once you actually get him and start utilizing. But unfortunately, we don't have we won't have much time. New hire character events last for 3 days, so you don't have much time in terms of making a decision, of getting him fully leveled and seeing if he's actually a paper tiger or not. So you're going to have to get him. So I'm going to go ahead and get him. Go ahead and invest in him. There's really nothing else I had plans to invest in at this point. I was basically just saving up my soul jade for something, to come along that was going to be, very something that urgently that you needed. They do this in the game, so I knew that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. There's tiers of characters inside of this game, and this one's definitely a top tier character, so you definitely want to get him. A UR character that does damage on the back row. It wasn't a problem with Yuraku, as I said, because he's a tank. He doesn't do damage, and he didn't hit hard. Lisa hits the back row hard, but once you get past a certain level, because she's an SSR character, you could weather it. This is not an SSR character. This is a UR attacker, not a UR tank or UR support, a UR attacker that's going to hit your back row with a buff that does more attack damage to top it off. So yeah, very, very close to if you're having trouble, get him. I think a lot of your troubles will disappear. So we'll have to see, but yeah, it sounds like it's going to be OP. So look for him coming out in a few days. So that's all I got at this point. Everything else is just try to do the World Championships if you can, simply because of the fact that it's a really good chance to get a lot of good items. I mean, yeah, the shards and stuff. These are the actual research tokens. You get 10 of those. So that can be, there's some really, really good stuff in here. Especially you can get a lot of SSR shards. So if there's an SSR character that you haven't quite made yet, like I got 1 or 2, now's the time to get them. You can get some shards for them and make them just to have them. And you can also, work on promoting. Remember, promoting other characters is something you should do, even if you don't use them, simply because of the fact that it increases your power. So definitely something that you want to look at. All right, so yeah, look for him. A couple of days. And we'll have a video when he comes out, and we'll do some pulls on him at this point. See what he is and see if he is a paper tiger or if he is actually a real tiger. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. So remember to like and share the video, as that helps the channel immensely. So it's Kid Rear coming at you from the corner, signing out.